my name's Cameron Harrison, and today for Ford Explores, we are discovering the health and helping career path at HCC Network. I'm here with Dr. Snodgrass here, and Mrs. Snodgrass, could you tell me what a daily day in your life is?
Yes, so every day we come to work and we treat our patients, and our goal is to help our patients have healthy smiles.
Nice. What's your favorite part of your day? Like, out of all the patients you work with, what makes it, holistic?
My favorite thing about my job and working with my patients is getting to know my patients, getting to know their hobbies, what they like, what their goals are, and just working to help them have a good experience at the dentist. A lot of people, are nervous or anxious, and we just want to make everyone feel comfortable so that they don't have any anxiety about coming and getting their teeth taken care of.
So if I was a younger kid and I wanted to get into dentistry myself, what would you suggest?
I would suggest shadowing your dentist. So most dentists love to have students come in and shadow them. So I think that's a great way to get to know if dentistry is a good fit for you. I would also recommend taking a lot of science classes. Biology, anatomy, those kinds of things are a good way to kind of get to know if this field could be a good fit for you.
Hey, Mrs. Snodgrass, I've noticed different various amounts of tools back here. Could you explain some of them for me real quick?
Yes, I definitely can. Okay, so this is a little mirror. This helps us see in our patients' mouths. And if we're working, we can also use it to pull the cheek back, pull the tongue out of the way. So just a little mirror. We also have some other things here that kind of help us shape, like when we're placing a filling. We can use this. It's kind of almost just looks like a tiny little flat metal spatula. We can use that to shape it. We also have one that looks like this. It looks like a little ball. We also use this to shape our filling material. And then once we have the filling material how we like it, we have this special light that we shine. So the filling material is kind of like a Play-Doh consistency. And when we shape it how we want it with those little tools, we shine this light on it and it makes it hard.
Now I'm here with dental hygienist, Miss Jamie. Miss Jamie, how did you become a dental hygienist?
A couple years of training, but in the beginning I didn't even know I wanted to be a dental hygienist until I had some trauma during a basketball game, and that kind of got me going towards dentistry. My parents were always scared to death of dentistry, and so we didn't really go. And then I had that injury, and I found out, hey, it was okay. These people actually are here to help.
What is dental hygiene?
It's the preventive portion of dentistry. So we clean teeth, we check teeth. We want to keep everything from happening. We try to educate to have people brushing, flossing, taking care of things so they don't get cavities or gum disease.
What's the comparison between a regular dentist and a dental hygienist?
So the dentist is going to repair the teeth. They're going to take care of cavities, things like that. A hygienist is there to educate, to prevent. We clean the teeth, we keep the gums healthy, we try to do everything before there's a problem.
Okay, so if I was a kid and I wanted to be a dental hygienist, what would I do now, starting now?
Start taking care of your teeth. But no, just have an interest in science. That's a big part of it. Just looking into that, exploring options as far as science and math. It's all needed.
I don't like either. What are some things that you wish kids knew about dental health?
That it does affect your overall health. If you have a bad tooth, it can affect your whole body. It can even just affect your outlook on the day. But anything that you put in your mouth goes into your body, so we have to start there. It's the first step.
What was your journey to become a dental hygienist? What started it all?
I first was in a dental assisting program through Penn Valley, which is a great program, great way to get started. And then I went back to school and went to UMKC for a bachelor's degree in dental hygiene. But there's lots of different options now. Okay. They have different programs, so you can have just a certificate instead of having an actual degree.
All right, thank you, Miss Jamie.
Today we have our patient Madeline here. We are going to talk through what it looks like if we are placing a filling on a patient. So we do a filling when a patient has a cavity. So a cavity happens when bacteria causes a little soft spot in a tooth, and the way that we fix that is by placing a filling. So if we were placing a filling on Madeline today, the first thing we would do is put her tooth to sleep. So let's pretend we've done that and your tooth is asleep. Once the tooth is asleep, then we lean the patient back and we have our little mirror that we use to look around the mouth. And we have our special tools here that help us remove the cavity from the tooth. So we would use these tools. Here, I'll kind of run it so you can hear what it sounds like. It sounds like this. We use this special little tool. It does spray water. So Danielle would use these tools to remove the water from the patient's mouth as we work. So I'll pretend. Been Big Madeline, so I have my mirror here, I have my tool. If I'm running it, you'll see it sprays water. We use this to remove the cavity. And Danielle removes any water and saliva that's in our way. We also have cotton that we can use to keep the tooth really dry. So once we're ready to place the filling, we have cotton that we can place in the mouth, like so. Kind of helps keep the cheek out of the way, keep the tooth really dry. At that point, we would use filling material to place it in the tooth. I would use those little tools that I mentioned earlier to kind of shape that material. So when we express the material into the tooth, it's soft, it's a Play-Doh consistency. We use these tools like so to place the filling material. And once the filling material is where we want it, we use this light. We shine a light. I'm not gonna do it for very long because it gets warm. And that makes the filling hard. And then once we have that part done, we can take the cotton out. And the last step is to check the bite. So once we're ready to check the bite, we have a little piece of paper we can use called articulating paper. And we say chew, chew, chew. And clench and grind, and then we can use that to look and see if our filling's too tall, and then we adjust the filling with these tools again as needed to get it to the right height, and then you're done. You have a healthy tooth.
Thank you, HCC Network, for letting us explore. My name's Cameron Harrison for Florida Explorers. Until next time.